Hello there folks, SeKo Starcraft here. I'm pretty sure this is a Bronze League replay. I would have to check again, but we've got Bobmonograma. I like that name. It just kind of rolls. Versus TheDingbat. This is a viewer submitted replay. Fired this off to me here just the other week. I'm glad I finally had a chance to get around to it here. It is a ZVT favorite matchup on a huge match, but it's a little bit of the lower league stuff here, so we'll see what kind of craziness we get into with this play. Get a chance to get a little bit analytical on it, but I'm going to try to keep it a little bit straightforward. Just get out the fun that is Bronze League replays. Yes. Bobmonograma here. Gonna come up, start his wall off, nothing too crazy. Kind of expecting it to be pretty standard first time I'm going through this replay here. But I think the funnest thing what did he just cancel? I think he canceled a drone to make a drone. Whatever. It's not a big deal. Does that count as lost? No, it doesn't. Not sure. Dingbat on 12 supply. It looks like he's going to go for a scout or the most ridiculous early hatch I've ever seen. Either way wouldn't surprise me too much. Bobmonograma. He throwing down his barracks and leaving down an SCV to just chill. No, he's going to get a gas, so this should allow him to get a Reaper out. Maybe go for an earlier scout. At all levels of play, it doesn't matter how bad you are, how good you are, scouting is super, super key. Just because it's too easy to win games if you just hit a strategy that's cheesy or difficult to know that's coming at you. Dingbat, already up to 16 supply. Now it looks like his hatch is on the way down here. Gonna do a little bouncing around. That's a nice looking star. How pretty is that? And down goes the hatch. Boom goes the dynamite. The Overlord should be able to see this here pretty soon. At this stage of the game, sometimes you can run it more towards the ramp, but because there's Marines coming out, it's probably a good thing that he didn't. This drone is scouting in the completely wrong direction, but he'll get his way there eventually. Pool going down on 16 as well. 16 hatch, 16 pool, 16 gas. No, 15 gas. Why not, I say? Yes, got stuff in my throat. Oh god, I'm choking. Oh yes, there he is. Dingbat does see where Bobmonograma is, so this drone could probably head home. Gas is being taken by 3 people on the extract here. Just went down. Let's see if that's for speed, or if he's got something else sinister in play. Haven't seen a good 2-base baneling bust in a while. It's becoming a lot more popular now, the 3-base baneling bust. Get that 3rd hatch down just for the extra larva. 2 Marines out before the reactor goes down. Fairly straightforward. Factory and a 2nd barracks. So, a very commonality at these kind of levels is that nobody really does like to what the hell? The funny thing is that Marine is actually being somewhat formidable here. It will get killed horribly. But that's kind of a funny scout. Generally you don't see Marines go for scouts just because they're slower than everything else that you could get to scout. Though it's nice to keep that worker at home mining and stuff. Tech lab, reactor. Might just go for a Marine tank push on one base. 1-1-1. See, I always encourage people to see all the money the Terran player has. You know, throw down that command center just so he can keep producing more workers. And if we look at the overall worker count, Zerg player is in the lead. He's throwing himself down a spine at each base. Once again, this is Bronze League, so I don't fault anybody for doing that. It's easy to lose to a very simple, like, Widow Mine drop or something silly like that. So being safe, always good in my books. Speed, about halfway done. Terran player did scout where the Zerg player was. And from looking at this 4 racks factory starport play, clearly he's got some sort of attack intentions, I would have to assume. Though he could be just playing defensive as well. If you're playing really this defensive, you might as well just save your money, get out a couple of tanks and a wall, and you'll be just as well defended as having all these Marines and no tanks and all the tech. The good news is when he's finally ready to expand and start getting a good economy, he's going to have all the production he needs to start kicking butt with it. Zerg player pulling a little bit away in the economy now just because he does have the 2 hatches. Stim on the way, 4th racks down. And more. There's no cohesiveness to how this base is laid out. But that doesn't matter, does it? Hitting the injects. Gonna drop a creep tumor. Always suggest having a creep tumor to make sure these bases are attached. Frost is nice because the creep's pretty close, but you do like to have creep in your base, just so that way you can deal drops better. That scan tells the Terran player that the Zerg player is still here. Depending on what he wants to identify, he would have seen that the layer hadn't started yet, it's just starting now, and that there's no gas taken at this base. And that generally means it's a huge pile of economy that's getting put into right now. Because we're just getting those gases taken now. Which is nice. I mean, if you're a Zerg player and you feel comfortable, it's nice to have a couple of lings out somewhere just to make sure. But yeah, just get out a huge, sick amount of economy and be amazing. Looks like a little push is going to be happening. Stim is on the way. It's nice to rally these barracks to where you're pushing out. This isn't a lot of units. Speedlings with some creep will be able to roll through that quite easily. Spores in every base now as well. Lair is about to finish up pretty quick, and he should be taking these gases. Having a 17 worker lead. Pretty decent. Baneling nest on the way. Play that good old Ling Baneling style. Now, the Terran player doesn't really have a huge enough economy to really support. You can see his money is low, but he can't really support producing out of all these buildings. He's got a reactor, can only produce 1 medevac at a time, no more tanks. Can't double produce his marines. Coming into position, 1 tank is here, going to siege up, and this queen might go down. See how good the control is on this. Now it's just going to get owned. Good timing on those lings to come out, though. That's a lot of lings. He's actually grabbing the drones as well. Probably doesn't need to here. Perfect timing while the tank is unsieged. Probably doesn't need to use the drones to do this. But, you know, it's better safe than sorry. And the drones immediately go back to work. Good saturation. Good amount of drones there. We'll have to get them back into gas. He gets himself an overseer. So tons of lings in play. And he's actually getting ventral sacks here. He doesn't have overlord speed, I don't think, from what I can tell. Does not. So it looks like we might have some funky drop action here, which is something I've almost never seen Zergs do. Even when I played in silver, gold, platinum, like, you don't see very much drop action against Terran, which is great because most of their focus is on defending this stuff right up front. These guys are kind of still out on the map. Yeah, they might as well just head home. You could probably just run in with those lings and win right now. He doesn't know that. Doesn't have any upgrades, but the Terran player doesn't have any upgrades either. All he's got is his stim versus the speed. Some more overlords in production, more lings. Lots of overlords down here, so if he was going to drop, I would assume he'd be moving some of those sooner. A couple of lings just running in here. They're actually getting a little bit of damage in because these 3 lings prompted the lift of the command center. These lings, look how much these things killed. 2 kills, 1 kill, 2 kills. They got 5 kills. 3 lings and forced the lift of the command center. How funny is that? Almost get 1 more marine, but that guy will get cleaned up. So lots of banelings being morphed. Where are they being morphed? Over here, so we got tons of lings, tons of banelings, lots of extra supply. Economy is still almost double. The problem is he still has slow overlords. Pneumatized Carapace does make pretty quick, 60 seconds. I believe it's like 140 or something for your ventral sacks. So we're going to see the slowest march of banelings and zerglings. I could go get a beer, come back, and this thing will probably not... I've got it probably exactly 60 seconds before that would happen. Oh, what's the follow command? Damn, I can't remember. Control Shift F? Nope. Looks like we're just gonna have to take our sweet time. That's really cute. Anyways, on the Terran side here, he does have a Widow Mine in play. No upgrades, still producing, still real. Look at that money. You got all these buildings to produce stuff. Produce stuff. There we go. Finally getting some stuff produced. Gas is going down. It doesn't need to mine for any of these gases. It just looks prettier to have these sitting on top of extractors. So the drops are now ready. It looks like he's going to split into 2 different directions. Some want to go into the main, some are going to go into the natural. We have banelings. Baneling speed's going to finish in about 15 seconds. And we're going to probably see a pretty big slaughter here. Now, unfortunately, all these guys are kind of just dropping right into the slaughter here. Ling's gonna be checking out the other side. That one baneling is gonna hit huge. This is actually really good. Even if you had like 3 overlords full of zerglings, you'd get so much damage in if you're attacking at the front at the same time. Sexy, sexy micro. Well, he does clean it up because the Marauders managed to tank all those extra banelings. But inside of his base, he is losing everything. Spire on the way, more lings in production. Bobmonograma is in quite a bit of trouble here. Not a lot of zerglings here, and there's a lot of medevacs. But there's the GG from Bobmonograma. Fun play from Dingbat there. Once again, this is Bronze League, so I'm not gonna spend too much time poking fun at, you know, how better these guys could have been at doing things. That was just actually really creative and really fun. And I wonder if he wins a lot of games with that strategy or not, because it looked really effective. SeKo Starcraft, thanks everybody for watching. We'll talk with you later.